What if I told you that deep underground in Missouri, there are vast limestone caves, but they don't hold gold or treasure or even the Ark of the Covenant? They hold cheese, millions of pounds of it. This isn't the plot of a weird sci-fi movie. It's the story of the American dairy industry. A story that blends together 1980s politics, the struggle against hunger, and a massive burping problem for our planet. Hi, I'm Jennifer Scheidecker, and today we're descending into the cheese caves to find out how your government once became the world's biggest cheese hoarder, and why that history is fueling climate change today. So how does a block of cheddar heat up the entire planet? It's not just the trucks that ship it. It starts on the farm with three massive problems: what the cows eat, what they drink, and what they burp. First, let's talk about water. According to a 2024 study published in Communications, Earth and Environment, here's a shocking stat. More than a quarter of all Colorado River water is used to grow just one crop, alfalfa. Let that sink in. The Colorado River, which provides water for 40 million people across 7 states, is being drained mostly to feed cows. In fact, livestock feed crops account for about 60% of the entire Colorado River's agricultural water use. But water's only half the story, because once that feed is grown and eaten, the real climate change problem begins. Dairy and beef cattle are some of the worst livestock for climate change. We're talking about methane. It's a greenhouse gas about 80 times more potent than CO2 in the short term, and it comes from two main places: cow burps and their manure. Why? Cow's digestive system ferments food in a way that creates massive amounts of methane. A dairy cow can produce up to 45 gallons of methane per day just from existing. Here's the kicker from a study in the Journal of Dairy Science from July 2025. Even if the dairy industry adopts every single mitigation strategy we have, achieving long-term net zero for the entire US dairy herd is, in their words, improbable. The system itself is built for maximum production, not minimum emissions. So how did we build a system that's so hard to fix? To understand that, we have to go back to World War II. The government, trying to help dairy farmers, started subsidizing milk heavily. The problem? Farmers produced way too much. Soon, the government owned a mountain of surplus cheese. We're talking over 1 billion pounds. They literally ran out of space. So they turned to old limestone mines in Missouri, and the cheese caves were born. By 1981, with Ronald Reagan in office, they had 60 million blocks of cheese. An official even suggested dumping it in the ocean. Instead, they created a program to give it away to the poor. For the first time, millions of Americans got a bright orange block of government cheese.
Government cheese make the best grilled cheese you'd have never had in your life.
And when the cheese was flying off the cave's shelves in the 90s, the dairy lobby did not stop. They created an organization called Dairy Management Inc., aka the Cheese Illuminati, to make sure we kept eating this stuff. They created the stuffed crust pizza. They made it so that government requires milk in every single school lunch, if the school wants to keep their funding. The system was designed to keep production high, and it worked. We now eat about 40 pounds of cheese per year, 4 times what we ate in the 1970s. But here's the surprising part. In 2025, the US cattle herd is the smallest it's been in 70 years. How is that possible if we're eating more dairy? We've tricked the cows' bodies into producing more milk. Okay, so the situation is cheesy, but we have a choice. We can either let this climate crisis happen, or we can help farmers transition. The real solution is shifting subsidies away from just producing more stuff and towards sustainable farming. Maybe it means personally reducing the consumption of animal products, supporting the farmers who want to switch to regenerative practices, and removing the cow's milk requirements at school. The cheese caves are a monument to the idea that success means producing as much food as possible, no matter the cost. But in 2026, we know the cost. It's a climate bill that's coming due. These caves remind us that the choices we make about food, about subsidies, and about school lunches are also choices about the future of our planet. Thank you for watching. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go think about this and eat a grilled cheese. Thank you.